Hi guys, it's Senay. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review, demo, first impression, wear test on a foundation today. So the other day I was in Aldi, which is just like a supermarket grocery store, and I realized that they had a foundation on the rack and it was about $5-6. I'll probably leave the pricing and everything down below. They also did have a primer as well. So today I'm going to put these products to the test and see if this $5-6 foundation works and lasts on my skin. So a little bit of information about my skin. I have combination oily skin. My cheeks and everything are quite normal, but I would say definitely the T-zone area is where I get the oiliest throughout the day. I'm not like overly oily, but yeah, depending on the foundation as well, we will see what happens, because I do have some foundations that I can't wear to work because by the end of the day it is literally slipping off my face. Yeah, so let's try this out. So the brand of the foundation and primer is Lacura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Lacura Beauty. And so basically on the primer it says face primer, 3-in-1, smooths, protects and moisturizes, oil-free, won't clog pores and dermatologically tested, and it's got SPF 15 in this one. It says ideal for use under makeup or worn alone as a protective daily face moisturizer, low irritant formulation suitable for sensitive skin, oil-free formulation, won't clog pores, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think SPF 15 does a whole lot for our skin, so I don't know. They should have probably upped the SPF if they really wanted to protect the skin, but then again we will probably get like flashback in photos if it's got too much sunscreen. And then on the foundation it says it is long lasting but also deeply moisturizing, which almost scares me because I feel like it's going to slip off my face. Again, has SPF 15 and it just says foundation with sunscreen. So it says provides a natural flawless finish, moisturizing properties to help skin maintain moisture and prevent dehydration, and directions it says apply smoothly onto the surface of the face, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do with the primer today is only put it on one half of my face to see if it makes a difference. By the way, both of these products have 50 ml of product, which is more than your average. I think the average in a foundation is about 30 ml, so you're getting 20 ml extra. That's the primer there, and I'm going to put it on this half of my face. It has a very light scent, like it's nothing overpowering. It smells very fresh. And I'm happy it doesn't smell like, you know, old lady makeup, you know, really floral. I'm trying to figure out what it smells like. Lemongrass maybe? And the moisturizer does feel quite light. It doesn't feel like heavy. I'm going to say that this will definitely not fill your pores. It just feels like a moisturizer. It doesn't look like it's filling my pores either. Okay, so we'll just let this dry down for a little bit. It does feel quite tacky, which is probably a good sign because it will hold the foundation on the face. I will also be trying out a sponge and a brush today just to see how it works with the foundation and which one I like better. I'm going to start out with a flat kind of kabuki brush. This one is a Morphe E31. It looks kind of thick, like it's nothing crazy thick. It's kind of in between. I don't really like the smell of this foundation. It smells like my mum's foundation, like what I used to pinch from her. I think I put too much on the brush. Yeah, if you remember pinching your mum's makeup when you were a kid and it had that extremely powdered floral scent, that's what it smells like. By the way, I did pick up the color tan because I'm usually fake tan. I feel like it didn't go very far at all. That's as far as I got it. It's dried down super quick as well. It's not like overly shiny as you can see. It's almost like maybe a soft matte finish. I'm just gonna put some on my ear so my white ears aren't showing. It just kind of dried real quick, so maybe work with this really quickly. The color's actually not that bad. Like, it looks like it matches my fake tan, which is good. It's so matte. I can't believe how matte it is. Like, it says it's deeply moisturizing, but it's really set down on my skin, which I'm really impressed about. Coverage looks like it's about a good medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's full. You can probably build this up, but it might get a bit thick and cakey. It is accentuating the pores a little bit just around here, but nothing like crazy at all. I reckon just with a pore filling primer you could fix that problem. I'm also going to use my Canon beauty sponge today, just on this side here, just to see how it blends out. But so far I think I really like it with the brush. I'm actually just going to dot this. And I just want to work in a small area just because it does dry down so quickly. I'm getting much lighter coverage with the sponge, and you can see that my sponge has basically drank my foundation up. Like, it's just taken most of it. It definitely does not look as smooth as this side here. It's almost very like patchy on the skin, so I think I'm going to continue using a brush. Yeah, it's very patchy on the skin now that I use a sponge. And just blend over. Hopefully we can make this smooth again. If you guys have any extremely like affordable foundations you want me to try out, please let me know. I love testing out like affordable makeup to see like if we can find any hidden gems in the bunch. I just swapped over to a Morphe E20 brush just to get like around my eyebrows. Okay, so foundation is on, and I would say it definitely has a good medium coverage. You could probably build it up to a full, but I feel like it already feels quite heavy on my face. And if I built it up anymore, it would just feel even heavier. Like, I'm not really enjoying how it's feeling on my skin. It did dry down a bit, but it just feels very heavy. Like old school makeup that your mum used to use, and it used to be so heavy. That's exactly what it feels like. I remember my mum had this thick foundation and it was so thick. That's what it feels like. I cannot see a difference between the prime side and the non-prime side. They look exactly the same. I can see I'm already like creasing in here, so I definitely want to set down my face. Not sure if you can see that there's like a patchy area around here, and this is where I primed as well. Keep in mind, I did try the sponge out here, so I think the sponge maybe made it really patchy just because it does dry down so quickly. It's not the worst foundation I've ever used. Like, it's not horrible. Like, I feel pretty comfortable if I have to leave the house. So I am going to finish the rest of my makeup, so concealer, powder, all that kind of stuff, but I will leave all the products I used today in the description bar just so you know the process of how, you know, I finished my face, because that can also determine on how this wears. Okay guys, so I'm back. It's currently almost 10 p.m. and I'm ready to jump into bed. I forgot to tell you guys what time I put the foundation on, and it was around 12 p.m. So I've had the foundation on for about 10 hours now. I also did do a flash test with this camera and my iPhone. It looked fine in this camera, it always usually does. But with the iPhone, you can see there definitely is a little bit of flash back there. So please keep that in mind if you're going to wear this, where you're going to get photos. It might make your face look whiter. So after I did do my makeup and set it with powder, it did feel pretty heavy on the skin. So if you're someone who hates the feeling of makeup, I don't think this foundation will be for you. But after it did settle into my skin, probably after a few hours, it definitely does feel more comfortable now. I reckon it looked better after it did wear for a few hours. At the start, it looked really, really heavy. If you're someone who has textured skin or has dry patches, I don't know if this foundation will be for you, because it did go a bit patchy on my skin and I don't really have textured skin. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And if you're going to apply this, a sponge didn't work very well. I would definitely recommend using a brush. So in terms of lasting power, I think the foundation actually lasted pretty well on the skin. It is breaking down a little bit on my nose, especially like around the nostril area, and it is a bit shiny here. It looks a bit patchy from where I've been wiping my nose. Also earlier I was drinking some water and I did get it on my face, and it did actually take the foundation off around my mouth. So I would definitely say this foundation might not be like water or sweat resistant, so please keep that in mind. If you're like going to be sweating in this foundation, I don't know how long it's going to last. The water took it off pretty quickly though. It just kind of melted away. The foundation also did crease a little bit in my smile lines, but nothing like crazy. It's not really that noticeable, to be honest. But overall, I think it actually looks really nice, and for how cheap it is and how much product you get, I think it's definitely more of a win than a loss. It looks beautiful. I would definitely still leave the house looking like this. I just want to say I can't stress enough that you need to use a brush brush with this foundation. The sponge looked horrible. Please use a brush and work in small sections. But anyway guys, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this first impression and review on this foundation. I was pleasantly surprised. It actually looks really, really good. It actually impressed me because I didn't think it was going to look this good on my skin. All my social networks are always linked down below. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook is always down below if you want to go follow me on there. And I'll see you guys really soon in my next video. Bye.